Today, I thought I'd tackle one of life's most irritating phenomena, procrastination. Happens to us all. That strange behavior where we don't do the thing that we really want to get done. We have no idea why. We tell ourselves, I'll start after lunch, or after this scroll, or after I reorganize my entire sock drawer, for example. Stuff like that. We call it laziness, but it's not that. It's a strategy. It's an emotional judo. Our brains are trying to protect us from discomfort, even if it costs us what we actually want. So today, we're going to dig into what procrastination really is, why we do it, and most importantly, what we can do when we find ourselves stuck in procrastination cycles. Not going to offer you cheesy hacks, no get up at 5 a.m. and crush it nonsense, just real psychology, practical tools, and I'm going to have a pop at some humour today. I've just got back from walking in the Brecon Beacons with my family and unfortunately weren't able to climb Penafan like we wanted to because my youngest tore his Achilles tendon, bless him, or a partial tear. He's okay, but it meant that we couldn't climb Penafan, which meant we found some other walks, which was really cool. We walked along the canals and stuff, which I didn't realise was a thing in Brecon, but it is, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I kept my family entertained with what I thought was humour. I was reeling off them dad jokes. I thought I was very funny. They think I've got work to do. So I'm going to practice my humour on here. And you can let me know. You can drop in the comments and tell me how funny I am or how funny I'm not. Be nice, but, tell me the truth. I'm getting better, I'm sure of it, but not according to them. So I think humour is important because we all need it when we come face to face with our own nonsense, which is what procrastination is. It's kind of crazy, really, that we find ourselves not doing the things that we say are important. So first of all, let's get it clear. Procrastination isn't a time issue. It's an emotion issue. We don't delay because we're lazy. We delay because something about the task feels uncomfortable and our brains are wired to avoid discomfort like it's a bad smell. You might be anxious. You'll mess it up. You might be bored out of your mind. You might feel overwhelmed or even unsure just where to start. So your brain says, let's not feel like that now. Let's just scroll for a bit instead. And because you feel better temporarily, your brain learns something. Avoidance equals relief. That's procrastination in a nutshell. It's emotional avoidance disguised as poor time management. Psychologists call it short-term mood repair. You're not managing your task, you're managing your feelings. And it works for about 10 minutes. And then the guilt kicks in and all of the self-cruelty and all of the horrible words that we say to ourselves in order to shame ourselves into getting on with what we think we should be doing. It's not the right tactic. You see, there's a few main psychological roots behind procrastination. And none of them mean you're broken. They just mean that you're human. You're human. It happens to us all. Even those guys that are out there crushing it and doing about 1 million things before 7 a.m. in the morning. They have moments of procrastination. They just don't post about it. It doesn't make them look cool, right? But it's a real human trait. It happens to us all. And there are a few reasons why. First one is obvious. It's probably what we all think it is, which is a fear of failure. It's a classic. You're scared that you'll do the thing and it won't be good enough. So your brain offers this really neat little loophole. If I never start, I can't fail. It's a self-protection disguised as productivity. But in the end, you get to the same place as the failure. You just arrive there slower and with much more guilt. The next one, fear of success. This is one that people don't readily want to buy into or believe, but it's a sneaky one. You think that success is what we all want, right? But success comes with pressure, responsibility, expectation, and visibility. What if people expect more of you? What if you can't sustain it? What if you simply don't know how to be a successful person? That fear can trigger procrastination just as powerfully as the fear of failure, because success threatens your identity, who you are. If you've spent years defining yourself as the one who struggles, the one who's trying, then who are you if you actually make it? That unknown can feel scarier than the familiar struggle. So you delay, you stall, you tell yourself you're thinking about it. In truth, you're just trying to stay safe from a version of yourself you don't yet know how to be. Next, my old friend, perfectionism. I have had Let's just call it an abusive relationship, I think, at this stage. Perfectionism has been a real tricky pursuit for me. I've spoken about it in other podcasts because the perfectionist is terrified of being judged. So they aim for flawless. And because flawless is impossible, they wait. They wait for the right time. They wait to be in the right mood, or they wait for the right plan. But perfectionism isn't the pursuit of excellence. It's the fear of being enough. And the only way to overcome it is to start messy and trust that you'll refine your process as you go. You'll get better through learning, whether that's success or failure. The experience of trying, the effort of trying, creates the wisdom that's needed for you to move towards what you want. Next, kind of feels like a definition of procrastination, really, which is task aversion. Sometimes, let's be honest, just not interested. Just don't want to do it. It's boring. There's nothing deep or profound about it. You just filing your tax returns or decluttering your inbox doesn't fill you with joy. You don't want to do it. So your brain picks something easier, something that feels productive, but isn't. Like reorganizing your workspace before you start. I have a nice tidy desk in front of me, for example. That is productive procrastination. Very common, very sneaky, very unhelpful. Next is lack of clarity. I need to sort my life out. That is a statement that very often when I have chemistry calls where I meet someone for the first time who's interested in coaching, and I put the spotlight on them and I say, okay, well, what's the purpose of this call? How can I help? And they sort of don't know, or they feel like it's I've put the pressure on them, and they sort of babble for a little while, and they say this and they say that, and they go here and they go there, and then they end up with I just need to sort my life out. And after time, we get them to relax and we start to get to the root of what's really going on. But when someone says to themselves, understandably, very humanly, I just need to sort my life out, where do you even start with that? How do you sort your life out? When your goals are vague, your brain just freezes. It doesn't know what success looks like, so it delays starting it at all. The fix? Make your task specific. It's not just, I want to get fit. It's, I'm going to do 20 minutes of cycling. It's not, I just need to work on that project. It's, I'm going to do the first draft or the first paragraph of that project. It's about being specific, getting clarity on what it is that you want to achieve, what you want it to look like. Next, low self-trust. The reputation that you build with yourself is absolutely vital. Because if you think about it, if you had a friend that whenever they told you stuff, you've learned over time that what they say isn't necessarily true, that they're not going to turn up there, that they're not going to book that holiday, that they were just talking about it. Or they might sit around on a night out talking about, hey, next weekend we should do this. And you kind of know from past experiences that they're not going to do any of that. They're just getting caught up in a moment. Again, it doesn't make them a bad person, but what you learn about them is that they're full of it and you don't necessarily trust them, which sounds harsh, but that is what's going on. If you've broken promises to yourself before, your brain learns not to believe you. Simple as that. You say, I'll start tomorrow, and your brain goes, sure, okay, yeah, sure you will. It just sort of humors you, and rebuilding that trust takes time. One small kept promise at a time. So if you say you're going to get up at a certain time tomorrow, get up at that time. If you say you're going to have a healthy breakfast, have a healthy breakfast. If you say you're going to drink more water, if you say you're going to get to bed at a certain time, whatever it is that you say you're going to do, keep that promise to yourself. But when you set that promise, make sure it's something you can do. Make sure it's something you want. Make sure it's something that's realistic. Make sure it's for you, not for somebody else. Let's talk about resistance, because procrastination is really a form of it. That's what it is. It's resistance. Resistance is, let's make it clear, is not laziness. It's your emotional immune system trying to protect you from something it perceives as a threat. That threat might be discomfort. It might be embarrassment or the possibility of failure. It's that invisible wall between I should and I'm doing it. So part of the solution is this. Know your enemy. What does resistance look like? Does it come disguised as busyness? Is it distraction? Or are you just going to do more research? That's my thing. Love a bit of research rather than just getting on with what I need to do. Or is it just one more coffee? Which is it? What does your resistance look like? The more clearly you can spot your resistance, the easier it is to disarm it. Because once you can say, I see what you're doing, you're no longer trapped inside it. You're now observing it. And that is where the real power is. What always interests me with these things is what's going on in the brain. So here's a bit of neuroscience made simple. Procrastination is basically a tug of war between two brain regions. Your limbic system, your emotional brain, wants comfort and instant gratification. The prefrontal cortex, your logical brain, wants long-term growth and discipline. When you're tired, stressed, or emotionally flooded, your limbic system hijacks the controls. You go into comfort now, consequences later. That's why willpower alone doesn't work. You can't out-logic your limbic system. Doesn't understand that language. You have to set your environment so it's easier for your logical brain to win. I do this when it comes to that. I go through fits and bursts like everyone else, where I'm really super fit and do loads of fitness stuff, and then every now and again, summer, Christmas, Easter, whatever, might eat a little bit more food, take a little bit of time off training, then I have to get back in the swing of things again. And one of the things I go to is the Peloton. It's nice and easy. I can put it at the beginning of the day. It doesn't affect the rest of the family. I can still do school runs and do all the other things. It's not sacrificing anything. So I decide to do it early in the morning before everyone wakes up. Even the dogs aren't awake at that point. And being honest with you, it sucks. I wake up and there's my wife all cozy and comfortable and warm, and I've got to get out of bed, get all my kit on, go downstairs, get on the Peloton, all of that stuff. Once I'm doing it, I love it. But the idea of it and having to get up and do it is really, really difficult. So I have to set up my environment to push me towards the thing that I want to do. And I put all my kit outside the bedroom door, including my socks. The last thing I want to be doing is rooting around looking for socks in the dark, trying not to wake my wife up. So I put it all there ready to go so that my limbic system is like, oh, okay, I suppose we'll just do the Peloton stuff and all of that. Just making it easy for myself. So how to beat it? All right, let's talk about what actually helps. That's what we're all here for, right? The first thing is lower the bar. Let's lower the bar a little bit. And I know it sounds crazy, people, we want to aim high and all that sort of thing. And mostly we do, definitely. We want to shoot high. We want to achieve our ambitions and all those things. But if you are genuinely struggling with something and you're procrastinating, let's lower the bar a little bit. Let's be strategic about how we're going to deal with this specific problem of procrastination. And you kind of just got to stop trying to climb Everest when actually all you need to do is put your hiking boots on. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just do the first thing. Your only job is to start. That's it. Start. Momentum creates motivation, not the other way around. So get started. Number 2, name the emotion. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? What am I feeling? Is it fear? Is it boredom? Am I confused? Once you name it, you can manage it. Unnamed emotions control you. Named ones can be handled. Number 3, break the resistance. If you're feeling resistance, meet it head on. Don't deny it. Don't pretend it's not there. Don't shame yourself. Meet it head on. Say out loud, okay, resistance, I see you. You're trying to protect me, but I'm doing it anyway. You will feel like an absolute idiot. And that's okay, because here's the thing, like I said to you, we're trying to build that relationship with ourselves. We're trying to understand ourselves. We're not trying to gaslight ourselves and pretend to ourselves that we're not feeling the way that we kind of know we are feeling. We're owning it. And most of that is silly little moments. Some of your best friends in the world, the people you love the most, are the ones that you can be silly with, the ones that you can be yourself with, the ones that you can be vulnerable with, the ones where you don't have to show up and perform to. You could just be yourself. So it sounds like maybe being yourself with yourself is a good idea. And I know it sounds silly, but naming resistance separates you from it. You're not the feeling. You're the person experiencing the feeling, and that's different. That's different. Number 4, use micro commitments. Shrink your task until it is actually impossible to say no to it. Write for 5 minutes. Send 1 email. Do 1 push-up. It sounds ridiculous, but it's a psychological gateway. Once you start, your brain often says, well, we're here now. Let's just finish it and get it done. That's what happens. I know you've experienced it. So there you go. Micro commitments. Just get started. Make it impossible for you to say no to. Number 5, reduce friction. Make the thing you want to do easy and the thing you want to avoid hard. Lay out your workout clothes, just like I said. Keep your phone in another room. Friction is behavioral gold. Use it on purpose. Number 6, forgive yourself. The research is clear. People who forgive themselves for procrastinating are less likely to do it again. Why? Because guilt fuels avoidance. Forgiveness fuels action. So when you catch yourself procrastinating, skip the self-abuse, go straight to the curiosity. What made me avoid that? What can I do differently next time? That's how change actually sticks. Number 7, work with future you. honestly, why are we such assholes to our future self? Why are we so horrible to ourselves? What's going on there? Imagine the real future you, not the ideal version of future you. The tired, stressed, just want to watch Netflix version of you in the future. Ask yourself this: do I want to leave it for them? I think we know the answer to that. We don't, because if the answer is no, do something small today to make their life easier. Future you will thank you for it. Be kind to yourself. Don't leave the tired version of you at the end of the day, the stressed version of you that's got 100 things to do but just wants to chill out now with a whole heap of other stuff to do. Be kind to yourself. Work with future you. And last one, number 8. Reward progress. Every time you act, even a tiny step, acknowledge it, because your brain learns taking action feels good. That's how you rewire habit loops, through positive reinforcement, not punishment. So what about when it's more than procrastination? If procrastination is constant and it really is hurting your quality of life, it might not be just a bad habit. It can be tied to anxiety. It could be ADHD, or it could be depression. And in that case, the best thing for you to do is to get curious and get some support. It's not that you need fixing. You don't need to fix yourself. It's just that you need to understand yourself, because that's what this is all about. This is about you not judging yourself and telling yourself that you're not good enough and that you need to be better at this and you need to be better at that. It's not that. And it's not about creating limitations by saying, oh, I can't do this because I've got this, or I'm that, or whatever. It's about just understanding who you are, working with yourself, understanding that you're not broken or flawed. Well, we're actually all flawed, but it's not that you have this problem. It's that you just don't know yourself. You don't know yourself well enough. You don't know how to be kind to yourself. You don't know how to get the most optimalness out of yourself. I've got friends who will do nothing all day and they will work through the night and they love it. They get the best work done. They're online developers and they develop websites and their creativity comes to life at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I can't think of anything worse. But to them, it's brilliant. That's when they're the most creative. That's when they get all their work done and they absolutely love it. So it's about understanding yourself. So here's the truth, just to wrap things up. Procrastination isn't the enemy. Resistance is. And resistance isn't evil. It's protective. It's your brain saying, I don't feel safe doing this. When you can see that clearly, you stop fighting yourself and you start working with yourself. And this is what I've been trying to say for this whole episode. It's about working with yourself. So next time you're sitting there thinking, I should be doing something right now, don't jump straight to guilt. Pause. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? Then make it smaller, make it safer, make it startable. Because remember, you don't have to finish today. You just have to start. That's it. Get started and see where it goes. Because momentum doesn't come from motivation. It comes from movement. Thanks for listening today. And obviously, it goes without saying, the self-made course is changing lives. When I talk about this course, I'm not thinking about what I get from it, money or whatever. I'm thinking about what it gives people, what I've seen it do for the people that do the course. It really does work. It's incredible. It's everything that once I realized I needed to go sober, it's everything I've observed about what to do next. Okay, so we're sober or we've decided to make a change, whatever it is that's going on in our life, whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. How am I going to do this? Self-made. That's how. Because it helps you understand yourself. It helps you understand what you want. It helps you understand what drives you, and it helps you understand how to set your environment up so that you get towards the person you want to become. But most importantly, you know yourself so well that you can start to set your life up in a way that you can get the things that you want and live the life that you want. It doesn't mean that you want to be super rich billionaire living in LA or whatever. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you want to learn to lead yourself, to be able to respect yourself, to get to know yourself so well that you know what's best for you. Now, you don't have to ask other people. Anyway, I think I've made my point. I want to say a massive thank you for listening to the episode today, and I will see you next week for another episode of the Johnny Lawrence Podcast.